welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a yoke empath, and I just like doing these little talks and the way I feel about things. And boy, I tell you what, man, the energy. I didn't want to go out today. I knew I had to go out. And when I went out, there were consequences of me going out. Yeah. So, I'm not going to get too much into those, but it's just like, I didn't want to go yesterday. And so this is my consequence, because I was freaking doing what I want to do. I wasn't listening to my guts when I was like, I should go out yesterday, and I didn't listen because I wanted to go out today, and then there was consequences. So, but it worked out all right. And I got home. It's 1 o'clock, and I don't got to go out. I'm not going out for the rest of the weekend because people are freaking in their self-will, and it's running riot, and it's all over the news. It's all over the outside. You talk to people out in the world, and you're like, are people pretty? How are people seem today? And and everybody's just like, they're feeling this. What the freaking what? What the all this. What I like to call resistance to their own reality. And so they're taking matters into their own hands. Well, guess what? There's no discipline in that. There's no balance in that. There's no accord in that. So there's going to be a lot of consequences this weekend. It's veil's thin, man. So booze is going to be more boozy, Drugs are going to be more druggy, People are going to overshoot the mark. That's how I see it. I'm already seeing it, man. I'm already seeing it. People above the rules, above the laws, self-will, run riot. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I don't care who it affects. I don't care. No, that's what got the world into the way that it is today. That's what it's got us here to begin with. So, in order for the world to change, people have to degrade and freaking be brought to their knees in humility. It's gonna happen. It already is. I don't even understand why people. I have there's my own personal constitution of like things I wouldn't do, and it's amazing the stuff that people do. I would never freaking date somebody that I work with. Ever. Have I ever dated someone I work with? No. Would I ever? No. Why? Because you don't fit where you eat. It's just freaking easier to stay out of problems than it is to get out of it. Because when if the relationship doesn't work out, people get their feelings hurt, But more stripping away right now. More people are getting stuff stripped away. And it's going to be freaking full of heartache. Because, sometimes your own family members aren't what's best for you. It's true. Sometimes they aren't. So, if you want to live the freest freaking best version of yourself, you can't have people around you that freaking bring you down all the time. So people are going to be like, that's it, no more. Mother's daughters, father's sons, father's daughters, mother's sons. It doesn't matter the relation. It's a division. People are going in separate directions. And up until any point in time in history now, it's people just kind of go on living in their day to day, but there's more and more people like me talking about astrology and talking about energy and talking about balance, and that's what's happening is the world is calibrating, and people, if they don't realize what's going on, they're gonna have a really, really, really rude awakening, and they already are, and I don't like seeing people suffer. I don't like seeing people freaking any harm to be caused to anybody. I also understand that we are spirits having a human experience, and to have the fullest version of the human experience that we possibly can, we gotta experience the negative so we really know how to embrace the positive. And a lot of people have been embracing the positive, cheating, beating the system, like this college corruption, these parents, couldn't freaking. You can't accept your kids for who you are, so you got to pay for them to be somebody that they're not, and all that stuff is just like, no, just let them be who they are. If they're not smart enough to get into the college on their own, maybe there's another way for them. No, yeah, stuff like that. But it's gonna be a big weekend in Self-Will Run Wyatt. I know it because I can feel the energy, and I'm gonna go meditate here in a little bit. And that's the thing that's missing. If people just freaking learn how, they just spent 5-10 minutes a day getting quiet and keeping yourself completely still, then when those circumstances come up that meet you in life, that you gotta keep your composure, you know, because it's for your own personal safety, then do it. Because we're coming into a time that, if you can't control your emotions are going to control you. And that's what happens every time somebody throws a punch, and they didn't mean to. Or every time somebody, does that thing and they didn't mean to. Every time they said, that is their lack of control over their self and their own emotions. And that is the imbalance in them. And if people don't want to balance themselves out, that's fine. Some of us have already put in the work. Some of us have gone through the years of being disciplined, of realizing, coming into freaking the knowing that this world isn't just about me. And I ain't the center of this universe. There is a center and it ain't me. Just allow, man. Just allow. People are gonna freaking just erupt. Because if you don't know the principles between, like, some physics principles, like when you take like boiling water, for instance. You take water that's room temperature and boil it, it'll take longer than it would if the water is cold out of the fridge and boil it, because the greatest temperature difference is the quicker the combustion or the exchange from one degree to the next. So, and we all have vibrations, and vibrations, like, heated, when you get mad, that's energy. And if people don't constructively know how to get that out, I'm talking freaking go outside, stomp your feet if you have to. Stomp your feet. Let the world have your frustrations. Let the earth take it, because that's what she's for. But then we're supposed to be given back to the earth by saying, thank you for taking my stresses. Now what can I do to take yours? And we're supposed to take care of our Mother Earth, and we haven't. She'll be fine. She always is. She's been around for millions of years. How many civilizations have tumbled? It's because the civilizations can't figure it out. It's the people on the planet. We're the one with thumbs. We're the ones that are supposed to be taking care of this planet and all the things on it. And there's a lot of us that have continued that thought line and that mission, and all the other people that think it's better to profit from that, they're dying away. They're dying away, People are calling red flags. They're calling, no, I don't believe you anymore. I don't believe you anymore. I've always stood up to my bullies. Because one time I didn't. I didn't like the way that felt. So I thought, it doesn't matter what happens. At least I'm not going to live in fear. So I don't care how big the person is. I don't care if it's a male. I don't care if it's female. Somebody's going to try to intimidate me. I'm not going to allow it. And I'm not a violent person. I've seen too much violence. That's why it's so weird when you see such a division of population. It's like, have these people never had anything terrible happen to them? In a lot of cases, they haven't. So they go out, and they live in their ego, and they do whatever they want. But they don't realize that, the behaviors that they're doing is acquiring karma, because you're hurting people's feelings. And you're making things harder for people, and you're being withholding, and they're doing all this lower vibrational stuff. More people are coming in to, look at the fact that how many people don't even realize that we have a 7-point chakra system in our bodies? That we have an energy grid just like the freaking earth does, Start with that. Start looking at the energy chakras. I don't care what people believe in. Just look for something to believe in outside yourself that makes sense of this stuff. Because when you look around, there is no logic. Because logic isn't found in self-will. Logic isn't found in greed. And let me put a little disclaimer on. I'm an Aries sun, and I am in line. The energies that I'm talking about today are for people that are in line with me, because there's plenty of people right now. It's like they're interpreting the energy as having the best time on their lives. You know what I mean? They're not looking at as, okay, we've been as human beings, we're given tools in a spiritual, in a spirit, and we're supposed to live our life a certain way, what's true to us. And the more we live in our life that's true to us, the more things open up for us. And the less we do that, the more things close off to get us on the right track. So people are just getting freaking knocked off their own they're getting knocked off their own path, so they think they can get put on the one that they're supposed to. And it's uncomfortable to watch, man. It's hard to watch sometimes. And I know that people had watched me for years because I used to be a drinker, you know, and that would be hard to watch because I've seen it. There's a guy I watch now. He's freaking camped at my house for a little while, you know, and it's that freaking alcohol, man. And this weekend, alcohol's going to be extra. It's going to be extra. Yep. So, I think I'm going to end on that note. Hope you have a rad afternoon. I'll probably come back on later. Peace.